bathroom makeover going on here. Now, before you all think that I've completely lost my mind because we're in the middle of a kitchen renovation and why would I start another project? I completely agree. Let me explain why we did this. So this isn't a full-blown bathroom makeover. We aren't replacing the vanity. We aren't doing tile on the wall, new toilet. We're not doing anything except the flooring. And the reason we did it is there was a new tile place in our area that opened up and wanted a blog post, and so they offered tile, and I thought this would be a really good opportunity to switch it out. I didn't really want to let the opportunity pass, but let me explain to you what the last week has been like with this bathroom under construction. So as you know, the kitchen behind me here is still completely under construction. I explained in my last video why that is. Well, when you go through the little French doors that I'm standing in right now, and to the right is our guest bathroom slash laundry room. There's a really nice big sink. It just so happens that that's what was in there, not like a typical little bathroom sink, but like almost like a kitchen sink right there. And so that's the reason we've been able to get through this, is we've been able to just come right out of the kitchen, go to the right, and there's the bathroom sink. Not that it's ideal, we need a sink in our kitchen completely, like I cannot wait till it's done. However, this has made the process like infinitely less painful. But as you can see, adding new tile to the bathroom here required taking out our one and only main level sink, as well as laundry. Now, here's the thing. Today is Monday. It was last Tuesday that we ripped out the sink in the bathroom. So I knew it would be short term. I made sure that I had everything on deck so that we could get the tile down, and I have the plumber coming today to reset the toilet and the sink. And I thought, you know what, we can deal for 6 days in order to get this tile in that I've always wanted for basically free. So even though my husband thought I was crazy, and I agree it's pretty silly, we did do it, and now we have much better tile. So let me explain what's going on in this bathroom, what we're doing. I do want to point out this is not a full-blown renovation. I know on a lot of my farmhouse restoration videos, I get a lot of comments where people think we're done, and they're like, why didn't you choose this? Why is there no art on the walls? It's not done. Nothing in this house is done. It's just gonna be a work in progress for like 10 years. So this is the transition we have now between the bathroom floor and the really nice, beautiful heart pine flooring that we refinished when we moved in. So previously, this floor, I'll overlay a picture here, was a fake wood vinyl. Now, it didn't actually look so terrible when this floor wasn't refinished, because this was like a dark, scratchy brown, and this kind of matched it. But once this was sanded down and polished up and the natural color of the wood came out, the transition was awful. Now, of course, I could have lived with that for years. I actually had no intentions of touching this bathroom, but since we had the opportunity to replace the tile in exchange for a blog post, obviously that made a lot of sense to me to do it. Now, the vanity in this bathroom, I'll overlay a picture here, is not ideal, but it has a huge sink. And since it's probably gonna be a month before our kitchen's done, we're keeping the vanity. I do have some plans to make it over. So what we're doing is taking off the drawer fronts and the doors and painting it. I'm gonna add a little curtain, and I think that will tie it in a lot better. I'm thinking whoever chose this vanity chose it because it has like a rosette and trim kind of thing. So hopefully I can make this blend in with what we have going on so I don't have to replace the vanity anytime soon. We also went to a salvage shop and picked up some old rosettes and some old trim so that we can trim it out to match kind of what's going on in the rest of our house. Here's what we found. They don't match, but when I paint them all white, they should look good. So here's where the washer and dryer will go back today. I had an idea to take a tension rod from here all the way over to here and put some curtains up so that if you wanted this to appear to just be a guest bathroom, the laundry room portion could be closed. And then we're also just gonna add some open shelving with some 1x12 boards back here. We're going to try to get all of this hemmed up today. So we started by ripping everything out last Tuesday. It's Monday. I'm hoping that in a week's time, we'll have done this minor bathroom refresh. Here are the trim pieces that we found at that local salvage shop. It's basically a store that they take things out of old houses. So there's old doors, doorknobs. I mean, it has so much stuff. Old trim. Now it's not the exact pattern as what we currently have around some of our door frames. A lot of them are kind of mismatched, so I don't really think it's going to stand out, especially once it's all painted white. I think when we put them in the corner and they're all painted white, it'll definitely make the bathroom window look a lot better. All right, it's the next day. We didn't get everything done in one day, but we did get it done today. So it wasn't too bad. But let me show you what we came up with in this 1 week and very low budget bathroom makeover. Okay, so first of all, I had a few people on Instagram asking me what room this was because I forgot to go into it during the tour. Okay, so it is this room here to the right of the stairs and the little hutch here. I think I showed you that we're gonna make that a little sewing area over here in this little nook. And so this behind me is the entryway. So if you go straight into the house, you will go into this bathroom. So it is also the laundry room. Now I mentioned earlier that I was gonna put a curtain across here. Well, things constantly change when I'm doing any project ever. And that's just because I realize things. So I realized that the curtain would have to come out really far so it wouldn't look awkward, just kind of in the middle here. I kind of have a vision for how it might go, and it might eventually work great. We just did not get it done for today. What we did do was we added this open shelf here. And then I had this piece I found on Facebook Marketplace a long time ago. I didn't have any clue what I would do with it. And it just kind of fit perfectly in this little nook over the laundry. Now I admit it might look just a touch cheesy, I'm not sure. So we might keep it up, we might not. I think it'd look cute if there was a curtain under here, kind of hiding the washer and dryer. But again, it's hard because the washer and dryer come so far out from this area that the curtain would have to come really far out, and I still can't figure out exactly how that would work. So it'd be kind of a cool way to hide the laundry portion of this bathroom. But for now, it's just gonna stay like this. Now this shelving was super simple. We just put these long pieces here. Now the reason that it's so much longer than the shelf is because the stud was here and back there, and there was nothing in between. So it was pretty much the only way to do it. We could have put another board and made this come all the way out, but then Luke pointed out that it would block all the light because we do have a light switch up there. And also it would just be like way over the washer and dryer instead of like a space for this basket. So we just did the one board Yes, there's some awkward little pieces here on the side, but I don't feel like they're that noticeable when they're white. And then I found this bracket recently at an antique shop. It's just an old handmade thing. I liked the color of it, so I decided to keep it wood. The baskets you might recognize from my last house. I made the basket liners, which I also have a tutorial for here on YouTube for how to make custom ruffle basket liners. And then I have some of my jars that I did in my open shelving at our last house. Put in some lavender and laundry detergent. There's some organization things in here like batteries. I forget what's in these, light bulbs. Anyways, I have those sorted. And then we have this closet door. We just repainted it. It was kind of an off-white, but it's actually really nice because I have a whole bunch of my laundry stuff stashed in there. Now you might notice we did not end up doing the trim on this window like we were going to. We still will eventually, but the reason we didn't so far is because when I decided to not do my curtain idea, I realized that this would be showing too, the trim around this door. So it would be the style like this, and I didn't have enough rosettes to do everything. And then I also didn't consider the rosettes I would need here for this door. So it's something that we'll eventually do, but until I have enough of supplies like rosettes and all that, we're just gonna leave it like this for now. But we will eventually do it because I don't like it as much as the old trim. All right, now moving on to the sink side. Again, this is not my ideal, everything I would have chosen renovation. It is literally just what we had around the house. So I found this medicine cabinet probably a year ago, and I just love the color. I obviously love that it's practical because you can hold things in there. I haven't put anything in here yet because it is just a guest bathroom. We have bathrooms in our master and the kids' room as well, so you know, all the living areas have a bathroom. Now to make this sink over, like I mentioned, I just had some scrap lavender linen on hand. I had bought it for a book project, and I just made a little curtain that I put on a tension rod, and then we painted the vanity. Obviously the top is super miscolored, but I think it looks considerably better than it did before. And it was just a really cheap and quick way to redo this and then still have our nice big sink that is currently being used to wash dishes. So until the kitchen's done, I'm not gonna put like a pretty pedestal sink in here. I may eventually. I love the idea of a pedestal sink, especially in a guest bathroom where you really don't need any storage. I got some zinnias from the garden, and then I just had this from my last house, and this dish as well. A lot of things that I just kind of pulled out of the closet that I sometimes collect things not really knowing where they'll go, and then I have something to pull from whenever I'm doing a project like this. We just put the same toilet back in. We still need to put our quarter round around the bottom, which we'll do soon. And I have my little cleaning caddy with my all-purpose cleaner and glass bottles there. And that's pretty much it. I'd like to add a little bit more color over here. Not exactly sure how, but we'll see. I had originally planned to put 2 shelves, but we realized there just wasn't gonna be enough space for that, especially if I wanted to put anything tall here. So we're doing with just the 1. I just love a classic marble tile. Something like that, I feel like will never go out of style. I can redo this bathroom in any way I see fit, and it will still just, you know, kind of go with whatever style because it's so neutral. It's a natural stone. We went with the actual marble. If you even did a makeover like this and you just did a white hexagon tile like I did in our master bath in the last house, I'll insert a picture here. You could do a makeover like this so on the cheap. If you just, you know, obviously use things you have laying around. White hexagon tile is really cheap. It's classic. I actually really love it too. I was deciding between the 2 for this, but I just decided to go with the marble, mostly because I like the way the transition looks from marble to this orange shade of heart pine flooring. I feel like it both has that very vintage classic feel, and the colors kind of play off each other because the bluish tones of the tile look good with orange. So that's why I decided to go with it, but I think like a white hexagon tile would have looked really pretty here too. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this quick and easy budget makeover of our bathroom. Normally everything else we do takes forever, so Luke and I were both really shocked when this truly was done in a week's time, and it feels a lot prettier and brighter, and we can always, you know, add to the style down the road, but it feels so much nicer for now. It feels bigger in here because the flooring was so dark, so we're loving it. I also forgot to point out that we did take down the light fixture that was above the sink because it just wasn't our style, and I have not picked out another light yet, so it is a little bit dark in here, but we do have one more light above the washer and dryer, so it's not like there's no light in here, so that can wait, and I can pick out a fixture I want and get it up there. All right, well, thank you so much for watching this video. If you're brand new and you want to follow along with our farmhouse restoration, we'll be finishing up our kitchen in the next couple months and revealing that. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I also make 2 new videos every week on food from scratch, natural living, and a handmade home. Thank you so much for stopping by the farmhouse.